Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday, October 6, 2016, and Friday, October 7th. We usually don't do market previews for Fridays as the week is mostly played out. At that point, everything we've talked about has come to pass. Fridays can be a little slow. This week will be no exception because the market is dead, partially, I assume, due to the hurricane approaching fast into Florida. And that takes a lot of people who obviously have a lot of money playing in the market out of the game. And obviously they have bigger concerns, and we wish them all the best if this thing does make a direct hit on Florida at some point Friday. It doesn't look like a pretty storm at all. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market, as flat as it's been since July 1st or so. And boy, when we look at the intraday action today, you'll see how bad Wednesday's action actually was. So there's nothing new to say here. We're still under the 13 sell signal. Got the risk line above and the stack trend line below. That's about it. Crude oil gained another point to 49.70, probably partially due to the hurricane, of course. Gold up just 50 cents, trying to bounce back from that plunge it took on Tuesday. So the S&P gained 9, but when you see the intraday action, you're going to realize that it's a lot of it was a gap, and it was flat besides that. The NDX was up 18. That's the NASDAQ 100, very near all-time highs. SOX up 6, also near all-time highs. Biotech's up 27, not near all-time highs after selling off from that 13 sell signal. The VIX down 64 cents. The trend closing at 69. This is quickly bringing the 10-day moving average down. It's at $1 right now. But just keep in mind, let's count the dots backwards. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The next three numbers that are going to drop off the moving average are all above 1.25, and they're being replaced by, well, we don't know yet what they'll be replaced by the next 3 days' readings, but certainly everything after that is low, most of it under a point. Remember, if the 10-day moving average gets to 0.85, that is a sell signal on the broad market. We have the potential for that by Monday, depending on what the readings are over the next few days. So can't always say that's the case. Here we can, and we'll be watching it all the way through. Don't think it would happen by this weekend, because I think Thursday and Friday's numbers can't be low enough by themselves with one number still up there. So it'd have to happen Monday at the close. NASDAQ volume only 1.6 billion. It's the best of the week, but it's been a very light week. Advanced decline ratio plus 1,064 on the NASDAQ. Advanced decline ratio on the New York plus 642. Google, after their big presentation the other day, down $1.50. No big deal. Apple up a mere 5 cents. Doesn't really mean much. Amazon gains $10.33. That's new all-time closing highs on Amazon once again. Netflix up $3.84 despite the sell signal, although we're still under the risk line from that at this point. All right, let's take a look at the intraday action. So you can see Tuesday was a little wild, back and forth whippy action early, the better volatility than we've seen in a while. Then Wednesday, look at this, gap right back up like Tuesday never happened to the downside. Did not fill it. And look how flat that was. We basically traded in an 8-point ES range, most of it more like a 4 or 5-point ES range, and closed just above where we opened. But again, the gap is left behind. NASDAQ side, not much different. So, again, this is what I'm talking about. The hurricane has, I think, taken some people out of play here, so it's even slower than it's already been of late. What do we have for economic data coming out here in the last 2 days of the week? Remember, Thursday and Friday. Quite a bit, actually. So Thursday, we've got challenger job cuts at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Initial and continuing jobless claims an hour before the bell. Natural gas inventories, that's the weekly number, an hour into the market. And then Friday is the big one, the unemployment rate with non-farm payrolls an hour before the bell. Wholesale inventories 30 minutes in. Consumer credit at 3 p.m. And then we'll get ready to review the market or preview the market for next week on Friday or over the weekend. And hopefully everybody's survives the hurricane and we can move forward. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken the trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great rest of your week and a great weekend.